Alright guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to do an update on the comic book Cataclysm.
That's right. Oh, that's fancy.
Comic book Cataclysm. Yeah, the comic book industry is in a really bad place right now. We've been talking about, obviously, a lot of comic shops are shut down. I think most comic shops are probably shut down because of that thing we can't talk about. But beyond that, publishers are also stopping production on books.
Yep.
Printers that print comics are not printing. And Diamond has decided to close its doors to new books for the foreseeable future, and now they're not even paying publishers.
Yeah, they're not paying the people they got the merchandise from. They're just keeping all the money.
Yeah, so this is not good. So pretty much everything that people have been talking about for years, that there's a huge weakness in the comic book industry, that the industry is too reliant on Diamond. Mm-hmm. They're putting all their eggs into a basket with a broken handle. And
there's a hole too.
And there's a hole in it. And the economics of the comic book industry just don't work very well. You've got all these publishers creating books for under 2,000 shops nationwide. And none of these publishers, very few of these publishers seem to have the cash reserves to be able to continue during a shutdown like this.
Well, that's what happens when you don't sell books for years.
That's what happens. So the comic book industry was already ground down, and shops have been closing for years. And, sites like The Beat have basically been saying, and they've literally said, hey, things are fine. This is all alarmist.
Yep.
And now they're sort of backpedaling like, oh, this might actually be the end of comics.
Yeah. Kneon be waiting for his apology there, Heidi.
I'm not going to get that apology.
No.
But I do remember 2 years ago, I was like, hey, Meltdown Comics in LA shut down. That's bad because Meltdown is ground zero for all the Hollywood geek elites who have money to buy the stuff, and they can't even stay in business. Not good. And I was told to basically just, comics are fine, shut up.
Mm-hmm. Comics are not fine. Guess who was right? Not you, huh?
Anyway, so this is, and look, I want to be very clear because people are going to be like, you're thrilled about this. No, I'm not actually, because a lot of people are going to be out of work.
No, we've been sounding the alarm for years and among with some other people, and we kept getting, told to shut up, that we were wrong.
Yep. So go back and watch the other videos where we talked about, Diamond's not paying people and all this. We've already covered this, but there are a lot of interesting developments that have happened in the last couple of days, including one potential option. A lot of people are looking at options to get comics out there. I just think this is very funny. Coming from The Beat. With many freelancers being told to go pencils down and no new comics coming out, but graphic novels and books are coming out, the entire supply chain of comics is mostly on hold for now. We're going to emerge into a very, very different world, my friends.
Imagine that. Wow, groundbreaking.
No shit.
Yeah.
The thing is even the books, though, are having problems because, one, brick-and-mortar bookstores are closed.
Yep.
And two, Amazon, as I understand from publishing friends of ours, Amazon is not taking new orders of any of that kind of merchandise either. They're trying to get groceries out to people.
Yeah, they're trying to prioritize essentials.
Yeah, so it's kind of like all the way around comics is kind of screwed, right? But, there was talk about DC having an alternative distribution plan. They never specified what it was. I don't think they even know. They're just like, well, we're going to do it. So people were like, well, are they going to buy Diamond? And according to Steve Jeppy, who popped in on Facebook, who's gone radio silent and is not paying publishers, by the way. But he had time to pop in on Facebook.
He's done that before.
Yeah, he's had time to pop in on Facebook. And he said that DC had the option at one point to buy Diamond, and now that's off the table. I don't think DC wants Diamond. I don't even think Warner Brothers wants DC. And I think they're scrambling to try to find something to justify their existence because Warner Brothers is going to be like, well, comics didn't survive.
I'm sorry, I'm just so surprised because what do we have here? Could it be a girl? Could it be another girl? Nuh-uh. There have only been women that have been into comics in the last 5 years. Ask Twitter.
Look at those girls reading
How dare they?
comics.
I'm sorry, I was distracted by the girls reading comics that that were told they didn't exist.
And look at this boy going for that Glamour magazine.
Oh, that's right. There you go.
That boy wants that Glamour magazine while the girls read comics.
They're reading Donald Duck.
They're reading Donald Duck and he's reading Little Lulu.
Yeah, But you know.
So what do you know? This is.
Sorry, I just had to mention that.
This is some progressive stuff going on in the 1950s, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah. So apparently he popped in and said that they're not going to buy Diamond. So I don't know what's going on. People don't know what's going on.
I didn't even know it was an option. This is all news to me.
Yeah, I didn't know it was either. I don't think they want Diamond. They don't want to be.
Why? Who would want it? It's like failing.
Yeah, it's like you're going to have a business that caters to 2,000 specialty shops. Mm-hmm. You know, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with
this? Yeah.
You don't grow it.
They don't need it. Nobody needs Diamond.
No, and that's what's going to happen. Is that people are going to find an end run around Diamond, and by the time we come out of this thing, on the other end of it, everybody's going to realize we don't need Diamond.
No.
We never needed Diamond. But then the sad, unfortunate truth is people are also going to realize, like, we really didn't need comic shops either. We can get our books directly, unless we go to the comic shops just to get our back issues and our.
I think there's something to be said for community.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's what people are attached to. They want to be able to pick up things, to flip through them, to see what they want to buy. Basically sit and chat, with their friends and talk about, the comics and the industry and all that. And I think that's why people still go to comic shops, to be honest.
You're not allowed to talk about the comic book industry because it's a hate crime.
No, it's only a hate crime if you're not kissing their ass.
Pretty much. It's only a hate crime if you're not loving everything that comes out and everybody who produces it, right?
And maybe if they had actually listened to fans and produced things that people actually wanted to buy, they wouldn't be in trouble right now.
That is kind of the crux of the whole thing, right? The comic book industry is not strong enough to withstand this because the comic book industry has been weakened over the years. And now it's like, literally the comic book industry is like a week or two away from going out of business completely. And we saw that. It just buckled. Like, they're like, oh, the shops are shutting down. Everybody stop drawing your comics. Diamond's shutting down. Diamond's not paying people. Some of these shops are closing down permanently. It's just absolute chaos. And I think a lot of these publishers are actually going to go out of business completely.
Yeah.
Can't be down for months.
I think, the one upside to this whole situation, and I'm not talking just comics, I'm talking like Disney and other companies in general, is that it makes it obvious. It's bad, but it makes it obvious about how weak these companies are and how they've been, robbing Peter to pay Paul, and how they're shifting stuff around to make it look like they're more profitable than they are, for stocks and investors. And they've been so focused on investors and stocks and things like that. They weren't focused on core company strength and their people. And now it's coming to bite them in the ass. And I don't think it's just comics.
Yeah, it's the entertainment industry is going to look markedly different on the other side of this. There are going to be a lot of layoffs.
Not layoffs, but hopefully it looks different.
It's going to look different. Well, I think what's going to have to happen, and it's going to be true in comics as it is everything else, is if something doesn't sell and it can't justify its own existence, there's not going to be any money to produce it.
They're not going to have the extra money to just take chances like that anymore.
No, it's going to be Darwinism, basically. It's going to be survival of the fittest, survival of the most profitable. We're not going to have money to just play around and produce vanity projects and do stuff like that.
They need to do new things.
Yeah.
I do think they need to try new things, but they need to be smart about how they try them.
Yeah, this is and I was talking to Wes from Thinking Critical yesterday. We talked a little bit about Disney Plus, and then, off air, we were talking about the disruption to the entertainment industry, and this is probably the biggest disruption that's ever happened to entertainment since World War II.
Yeah, let's say World War II. Yeah.
And things change. you look at Hollywood before World War II and immediately after, and there was a difference as it was trying to get its bearings again, and, new markets were kind of opening up, new kinds of movies, but they were kind of playing it safe too. They weren't really, and you didn't have all the glitz and glamour and stuff immediately after World War II. It took years to get back to that.
I think they just got cocky. In general, I think all these companies got cocky. They're basically like, well, we're whoever we are. We're Marvel. We're DC. We're Disney. We can do whatever we want. We can put out what we want. And you're gonna have to buy it. You're gonna have to like it. And they hired people that came in that were more about agenda than they were story. And I'm sorry, people don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. When you're not worrying about telling a good story, but you're worried about, who a character's sleeping with or what color a character is or whatever, and how you can change it all to be your way or your own personal OC, you're not keeping true to the characters. You're going to lose the audience who are fans of that character. I'm sorry. I don't care if you get pissed off about it and you want to call me names for it, but that's just an actual fact. It's just the way it is.
So I don't think there's going to be a lot of room for that.
No, there's not. Good.
I think these companies are going to have to start focusing on what makes money. Now, this is a supposed alternative to Diamond. I don't see how this is possible. I'm not really sure how this is going to help shops, but they're talking about ComicHub, and that following the shutdown of Diamond Comics due to that thing we can't talk about, the comic book industry has devised a temporary solution to get new books into the hands of readers. According to Bleeding Cool, and I'll go out to this article, corroborated by Ryan Higgins of Comics Conspiracy in Sunnyvale, California. Within the next 2 weeks, you'll be able to buy a physical comic from your local comic shop anywhere on Earth online. You'll be able to read a digital copy the minute you buy it. Your local comic shop will get a free physical copy to give you later.
So it's kind of like when they were talking about selling the codes.
Kind of. It reminds me of, yeah, well, they did that before. Diamond, I think, actually did that with Comixology. They had kiosks, if I remember, where you would get to read your digital comic now, and then the physical comic came out. But that kind of happens too if you pre-order movies on Vudu. You can get the Vudu package where you get to watch your movie now, and then they will mail you the Blu-ray or whatever.
They do that?
They do that,
I did not know that. But anyway, so, I mean, this is what we were talking about the other day, and how this is actually would be a win-win in some way for the shops, the comic shops and the publishers. I guess the readers too, because you're not going to get a physical book anytime soon, likely.
But I guess my thing here is, okay, they send it to your shops, but wouldn't it make more sense to just, if they can do that already, just mail the book directly to
because they're probably cheaper to send a bunch at once than it is
that's true.
And if the shops are ordering some to have on, hand, they're just like with book orders and stuff. They could send everybody their own books separately, but instead they send it one giant box to the school, which is then divided into the rooms and so on, so that, or it can be sent to the teacher directly, so that it's just one thing. They don't have to send like a whole bunch of different expenses,
Yeah, so they're talking about, this guy's out of New Zealand, Stu Colson. He owns a comic shop called Heroes for Sale, and he owns ComicHub. They have been talking to a lot of stores and a lot of publishers about getting just that kind of system going, where you buy digital first. Publishers can already post preview pages for upcoming titles in the existing ComicHub customer tools. Customer registers their account, they link with a physical print store. So basically, like, this is my pickup location.
Right. But you have to remember, too, a lot of printers are down. So they can still sell the digital of the comic that's ready to go to the printer, but they don't have the book printed, and it'll come later.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't realizing that either. It's not just, I mean, part of the reason they're holding back is they don't want to hurt comic shops, right? And part of it is a lot of the printers that are used to print comics are down. And they were down even before this. I know PrintNinja, they were having problems because a lot of the overseas printers were down. Obviously, they're in China, and they were down for months, and now they're just coming back online. Actually, somebody asked me in the comments on a video, they're like, is PrintNinja back up yet? And I went and checked on Twitter, and they're like, yeah, we're going to be back up in another week or two.
Right.
So they're, I know a lot of publishers use those printers too overseas. I think Scholastic and something, they use them. And here in North America, a lot of the printers they're being shut down now. So, I mean, it's even whether or not these companies can even produce product.
Right. And this way you can still get to read the book.
So, stressful times. Stu Colson has put his considerable resources behind the solution. They'll be rolling out a version gradually so as to stress test the system. On the 8th of April, they will run the new system out across their existing 100 stores. Wow, 100 stores. Oh, wait, they only have 100 stores in ComixHub total that are part of it.
Right now.
Yeah, on the 9th,
they'll
add stores from Comics Pro, the Comics Bro Activist Group. Activist Group?
What's a Comics... Wait, what the hell is that?
Comics Pro is... Okay, Comics Pro is like the retailers group. Wait, activists? They're calling themselves an activist group. That kind of explains a lot, doesn't it? By the 10th, they'll add 200 more. They want to add every store in the world by the 12th of April.
Well, honestly, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but if people are actually out there calling themselves activist group now, which means they're discriminating, I would not help them. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I don't know. But it's an interesting concept. It kind of reminds me of, look, this kind of is like a last gasp too, though, because Peebles. This kind of reminds me of Peebles, right? Peebles is a discount department store chain that's, I don't know, I don't know if they're nationwide or just an East Coast thing, but they were having financial problems before. They were closing a lot of stores down. As sort of a last-ditch effort to get people into the store, they became an Amazon pickup location.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, you can buy your Amazon stuff and pick it up here. Maybe you'll buy some stuff when you're in the store.
Why would you do it when you can have it sent to your house? I guess if you're afraid someone's going to steal stuff off your porch.
Yeah, I think that's
probably why.
That's probably why. But it was kind of interesting to see them do that. Like, wait, you're going to take sales from another store. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. This might be a solution. I think it's just kind of personally, I think we're living on borrowed time here for comics, and I think as this thing extends, I think Disney or Warner will probably take a good hard look at Marvel and DC and be like, yeah, you know what, this doesn't even make sense anymore.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But
so hopefully, you know, a lot of these comic shops will still be able to chug along. But we're gonna wrap this one up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.